What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be following up from our last video, looking at three companies that went over 1000%. We looked at ServiceNow. We looked at a software application company that was Cadence Design. And then we also looked at a biotech company that was actually profitable. So now we're going to take those same metrics and see what 10 baggers we can find in today's financial parameters based on the information and data that all three of those companies shared to go over 1000%. We're going to determine which stocks under 10, under 20, and over $100 we can focus on that still have potential to move over 1000%. And the next thing we need to do is hit the like, subscribe, and comment, and we're jumping in now. Alrighty, so this is the exact parameters that were used to find three different companies that went over 1000%. All of these shared characteristics were saved in a screener, which I called Triple 10 Bagger. Three different companies, all going 1000%. Feel free to take a screenshot and let me move my head so you can see. And save this for yourself. We have a bunch of stocks to review. Again, we're going to look at companies under $10. We have three different biotech drug companies. We have BCRX, which is not profitable, Dynavax Technologies Corp, which is also not profitable, and then we have Mankind, which is also not profitable, but it is a little overvalued. Is that justified? I think from this perspective, we should look at it's going to be controversial. We're going to look at BCRX just because they're at 557 million in sales. They're not profitable, but these large sales could mean something. Also, this green is looking fantastic. So we're going to cross out those other two medical companies. And then looking at our list here, I think it was a good idea. We did have ServiceNow, which was a cybersecurity. ServiceNow is not really a cybersecurity company. They're more of like a data management, etc. I wanted to look at SentinelOne. I want to see they're not profitable. They do make almost $1 billion. I want to see where this thing is going to go. So that's number two we're going to look at. And again, SentinelOne is under $20. And then we want to look at one more. I did choose between Pure Storage and Clearwater Analytics. So here's Pure Storage here. Again, I think there is tons of upside and potential for data storage companies. However, if we look at Clearwater Analytics, look at this cup and handle. Look at this monthly candle here. This is absolutely something we're going to have to prioritize. So we're going to go ahead and remove Pure Storage. And then lastly, we're going to look at a company that's already over $100+. We have Datadog here. I did look into them, and they are, I have it right here. They are very overvalued at today's metrics, so we're going to cancel this one out. And then going back to our other companies over 100, we have Workday, Vertex Pharmaceuticals, and Intuitive Surgical. And if I pull all three of those up, here's Intuitive Surgical. Beautiful chart. My head is kind of in the way. $476 per share, not bad. And then Vertex, again, $11 billion, $395 stock, $9 billion in sales, $476 stock. And then you have Workday, $8.9 billion in sales, $221 stock. These are all three very really good looking companies. If we look at our PEs here, Workday is very overvalued today, but in the future, not bad. Vertex, again, very decently priced both now and in the future. Intuitive Surgical is a little bit overpriced. However, it's gone on a major run and it might be worth looking into here. I think we'll cross off Intuitive Surgical just because I can give you guys this right now. Every time the stock touches the 50 SMA on the monthly, it's been a very good buy signal. And if we look here, every time it's touched the 50 at 17, it's gone to 40. That's 100%. Again, it's skimmed the 50, skimmed here, and then it just ran, touched the 50. Gosh, what price did it touch? 132, and it got as high as 364. That's 300% at least. And then right here to the last touch at the 50 was 263 and went to 614. So I think the price coming back down to touch the 50 might be our wait and see for ISRG. So I think we're going to go ahead and focus on Vertex Pharmaceuticals here just because it's the most decently priced, although I am very interested in Workday as well. Maybe that could be its own case study. So going back to our BCRX here, again, this stock is very flat overall. And let's just go ahead and pull it up on our Thinkorswim. Let's look at this, and I can move my head back. It's trading in a very tight range. I don't remember the last time I charted this, but perfect resistance here, perfect support. Potential test of 15, but I think once it hits this area, this apex, which is the area of opportunity, it gets coiled, and then it just acts as a spring, and we see a large move like that. That's typically what happens, and I think this company is on track for that. Only because they're making a lot of money. They are not profitable, but they're almost profitable. Great quick ratio. I mean, EPS this year 123%, EPS next year 465. Institutional transactions are very positive. Let's just go ahead and take a peek here really quick. So BCRX, old data shows institutions of 93%. I'm going to say higher than that. I'm going to say 100 plus. 106%. We're just doing this on the fly. Right here, 106%. All-time high institutional ownership. This is absolutely beautiful. We really don't need to get down to the nitty-gritty here. I've already charted this one out, but we're going to run through this. They are negative 35,710,000. Sales, 557,510,000. Congrats. All right, cash and debt. I mean, they might have a ton of debt. We're going to find out. Balance sheet. We want to look at the quarterly. 260 million. That's pretty good. 260 million. 530,000. Debt now, so that's a lot. 701,770,000. Wow, that brings us all the way down. And just going back up here, oof, that's gonna hurt. 209,910,000. Wow, that brings us with a very low stock price. I did not include market cap. I do include market cap if the stock is over 1 billion. This is over 1 billion. I don't know why I skipped it. 1,800,000,000. Not there. We need 3 more zeros. Whoa, look at what my projected stock price, 896, current stock price 856. Whoa, that's pretty nuts. I'm gonna go ahead and look at our total liabilities, 878, total ooh, their liabilities outweigh their assets. That is no bueno. So that is not good. This is going to be definitely one to have on the back burner. Again, the area to watch for BCRX. If we had to have an interim support, I would say maybe right there. And I chose that because we have perfect supports right here. Perfect test, perfect test, perfect tests right here. Both of them. You can see the bounce here. Move up, under. And then we had our bounce here. So BCRX, I would say maybe wait just a little bit longer, baby. Yeah, and then we got the double rejection here. So wait for a little bit of a haircut on BCRX. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. That one was not as attractive as I was hoping, to be frank. Now this one's going to be interesting as well because they're so far from profitability that it's going to cut into their sales. And also their debt is also very low. So I'm very, very excited about this one. Let's just clear our calculator here. All right, SentinelOne. This is going to be very data driven because the company is somewhat newer. So I'm definitely going to be relying heavily on my price calculation here. We're going to do the market cap last on this because I want to see this scanner right here was basically built for micro cap and extremely small cap companies. Think of companies that start out in the garage. I'm not saying SentinelOne is in the garage at the moment, but in terms of a newer cybersecurity tech company, they are in the garage-ish. So negative 426,530,000. Sales, nice, 864 million, 130,000. Very, very nice. Cash and debt, that's going to be very importante here. We need to go to the quarterly. Whoa, look at that cash. Look at that cash. 767 million, 90,000. What are they doing with all that cash? Long-term debt, 12,560,000. Whoa, we have a monster on our hands. We just got to make sure this is USD. USD in millions. Value of millions. Wow. And we've got some people selling. We have the CEO selling. Oof. Okay, total liabilities 837 million. Total assets 2.3 billion. Assets dwarf liabilities almost 4-to-1. That is insane. I think we found something spooktacular here. This is very spooktacular, and we did not even include our market cap, which is insane. Shares outstanding 316,860,000. Okay, $3.76 stock without we're not looking at any hedge funds, ETFs, big money managers. Watch what the stock price is going to do, or what our projected stock price is going to do. Actually, before we even do that, it says institutions own 73%. I'm going to say a lot more than that, brother. Not Symbotic, Sim. S. 95% all-time high ownership. What? Let's go back here. It went from 73% to 95. Okay. Now let's throw in our market cap here and watch everyone's brains explode. 5 billion, 640 million. Billion, I'm sorry. No, this is right. I need to add a couple more one more zero. Okay, this is a $21 stock. $21.56. Analysts have it at 22. We're gonna do some advanced charting here because have I not done this one before? I have not. Thought I've done this one several times. We're obviously gonna do the Fibonacci arcs from all-time high 78.53. I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up. Wow, so we're already out of the Fibonacci arcs, so let's get out of there. Because that's older data, that's not pertinent. So we're out of that. And if we just start raw charting, we are breaking out right in front of our eyes. Gosh. So many good areas. I think we should go here. Oops, right. Okay, you're probably asking why did I choose these lines? Again, these candles have bounced off these lines several times. Perfect test here. We are breaking up and on. The stock is currently at a discount, in my opinion. We don't have a PE here. Let's go ahead to their income really quick. I want to see if they're getting closer to profitability or if they're getting further away. And we're on a quarterly basis. That is fine. They're getting away. But let's look at the annual. Maybe it'll change. Annual. They're getting away. So Yes, the company is looking undervalued at the moment. The price to watch here, and we're right next to it, is $14, which is not too far. Let's get a bull target here and a bear target. The first bull targets are gonna be right there. 30, almost $30. Um, we're gonna go here and probably I do not want to exclude. That's pretty good, right? We're gonna have to go like right there. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I chose those lines, acting as overall support and resistance here. Great support. So it looks like it's trying to break upwards. I don't really see a potential pattern other than maybe a head and shoulder, left head. I'm sorry, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. But typically, we want to see left shoulder, head be higher than the left shoulder, and then the right shoulder be higher than the head. So this is a potential wait and see type moment. But again, it's at the moment undervalued. $16. Really good volume here. When's their next earnings call? Wow, it's actually next week. So, this video will be out a couple weeks after this. Watch for test of 24. I'm just not seeing any really identifiable patterns. We're like right on the support there. Yeah, so this is going to be our huge test here. If it falls through again, maybe we get down to 11s or we get into the 13s. It really just depends. If we go down to their profits, let's go down here, income, gross profit. On a yearly basis, it's continuing to go up. That's great. Quarterly basis, going up. So that is just good. This is good. I like this one as a slow add. Again, the next resistance overall around 2830, but based on our charting here, 24 is going to be really hard to beat. So just be careful. Okay, we got two more stocks to look at, and I'm most excited about this one, CWAN. Just because of this cup and handle, I mean, look at this volume here. Beautiful. Left side of the cup, we'll call it 26. Right side of the cup, we'll call it 31. Meet in the middle, we'll call it 2850. Cup low is 1120. 2850 minus 1120 is 1730. Take 1730 and add it on top of 28. It's about $45 from here. So I think this stock has potential to go to $45 just based on the cup and handle projection. Oof, I've charted this one before, but it was very, very dated. So right about there. And this, we're gonna go, yeah. We could go right there. I do like that. And then we've seen great support right here. And again, I do believe we're going to see this one go up. Look at the volume here. They have earnings. They just had earnings. Earlier in August, they missed big time. Okay. So I have a $40 price target here. We're going to have to crunch the numbers good because we do not want to have A technical story without a fundamental story. So market cap is 6 billion flat, and their income, they're profitable 406 million 400,000. Sales is 551 million 90,000. Good for them. Cash and debt. Debt does not look too bad, but let's see how to cash be. Let's see. Cash 71 million 920,000. Debt. Ooh, that is a punch. 903 million 410,000. Ouch. Okay. Total assets 3 billion, total liabilities 1 billion, give or take. So there's a $2 billion buffer there. That is pretty huge. No insider buying, no CEO purchasing. Bummer for sure. No purchases in a while. This is a pullback of pullbacks, in my opinion. Okay, let's continue on. Shares outstanding 287,640,000. Potential stock price of $21.30. Stock is $20.85. The trend is your friend until the end, and I think we are here. CWAN. Old data shows institutions own 96. I'm gonna say over 100 for sure. 124%. How? That is a 25% plus swing. Look at that. All-time high. I bet Renaissance Technologies in here. Watch this, watch this, watch this. They're always early. They're not in here. They're not here. Okay. They're always early to the party, in my opinion. Institutions are jumping into this. Great gross margins. I mean, this one's a pure pattern play, and I am digging it. If you do get stuck with this stock, I mean, they're doing well. They're hugely profitable. Profit margin 73%. Institutions own over 100%. Um, I would feel comfortable holding this one here and then dollar cost averaging down if I needed to, but I think this one's going the distance. I like this one a lot. This is probably my top pick overall. And this is a great candidate for the Fibonacci arcs. 3571. We'll clean that up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think we've hit our peak. Oops. Okay. We're gonna clean it up really quick. 3571 is our top, and our bottom is gonna be low of 1798. Look at how well these candles respect the Fibonacci love here. Perfect test bounce off right there. Following these candles, great support. Almost test there, falls, or not falls, rises right through. Perfect test of resistance. Falls through, comes back. Rejected here, bounces off here, closes right under. Breaks through, comes right back. 10 out of 10 support right there. Falls through, tests here, acts as resistance, comes through. Beautiful. This candle says, I love you and I'll see you tomorrow. It comes back. I think we are heading higher. And I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I will be posting about this one on August 25th in my YouTube community page. I'm going to be purchasing a couple shares here. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. We'll watch this one play out. All right. Last company here is Vertex Pharmaceuticals. It's in the S&P 500. Let's just take a look at the bigger chart here. Oof, almost touches the 50. Again, every time it comes close to the 50. 200 ran to 500. I mean, this is looking great. Let's crunch the numbers here. We're gonna crunch these numbers. 101 billion, 300 million. That is insane. Income, they're profitable, 3,640,000,000. Sales, 11,390,000,000. That is just insane. They're looking very, very healthy. I mean, this is going to be a fantastic analysis here. You gotta love good, healthy companies in the S&P 500. Cash is 6,392,600,000. Debt, 1,527,400,000. Not bad at all. Total assets 24 billion. Total liabilities 6 billion. Assets dwarf liabilities 7x. That is incredible. Oh, we got the CEO buying 3.8 million dollars worth. That is the type of signal we love to see. That was just earlier this month. This again is one I would feel very, very, very comfortable dollar cost averaging in at these levels. Shares outstanding 256,290,000. Stock price potential of $472. Very, very nice. I mean, I knew this was coming. Analysts have a $486 price target. Institutions own 96%. I'm going to say no way, Jose. I'm going to say they own more than that. Yeah, let's say 120%, not some 96%. So this is absolutely beautiful here, and it's decently valued. So this is it's trading at today, it's trading at 2024 levels. I mean, I'm not sure if you're going to get another opportunity to go down. I mean, you might. It almost touched the 50 SMA here. That would be the sweet spot there. So that's all I've got for you guys. Some very fantastic opportunities. I liked all four of those companies at different time frames. BCRX, I would wait a while. SentinelOne, again, taking small nibbles. CWAN, CWAN, that one I'm probably going to take a position tomorrow, 825. You'll see it. It'll be deja vu once you see this video if you make it this far. And then this one as well, Vertex. I mean, I would feel comfortable here, but maybe just a little bit more patience. That's all I've got. Thank you so much if you made it this far. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.